can call the meeting to order now. You're good? It's on. And first up on the agenda is adoption of the agenda. Shauna,
I'll make that motion.
anything emergent?
No, sir.
Okay, all in favor of adoption of the agenda? Opposed? That is carried. And then next item up is accounts payable for information.
Received information?
Kathy? Any questions or concerns?
Yes,
Okay, Jim?
just a minute here, as soon as I can find it. Come on, get over here. Well. Okay, it's the tree ranch for these white pine, where are they
Oh,
going?
the landfill? Trees
That's a-
at the landfill?
Still some more over there?
I'm assuming,
Yep.
because it's in the landfill
It's a windbreak.
payments.
Okay,
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of grant money for that, so we're just fine.
okay.
Okay, any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then cash and investment summary for information. Larry? Any questions or concerns with that? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Moving on to minutes, we have the council meeting held September 13th, 2021 for adoption. Eric? Any questions, concerns arising out of the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Moving on to requests for decisions, we have River Valley Washrooms. Would somebody entertain a motion? Kathy?
I'll put option number 2 on the table.
Okay. Anybody have comments? Shauna?
So, is it to my understanding that the $175,000 plus GST is pretty much just a build for a portable type building that will be moved on, and it's the site then that still has to have the water and the sewer and all that?
Chris, could you respond, please?
So this option is as I understand it, is a complete option for a four-season washroom. It's as bid.
Okay.
The Parks Works is the one that was the build, slide on, but no services or anything.
Okay.
The first,
Oh, that was the
the
97.
first 5
Okay.
is the ones that actually tendered the project. Any questions, concerns otherwise? I guess the only question I have is, why did we do a 4-season? Just asking, because we've had a 3-season down there at best since its inception, right? Somebody might go in there in the winter, I don't know, but it's not heated or ventilated or anything like that. So this is a way bigger step up, and I don't know when it was originally budgeted at 80,000, I don't know if that was the concept. Like, it seemed to have morphed into something a lot bigger, because now you're talking heating and ventilating and site services. Whereas we've never had that before.
My answer to that, sir, was that this is what Corey had asked for in their design when they started the project.
Okay.
And this is the way it was tendered.
No, I totally understand that, it's just, I could see why it went from 80 to 175, because there isn't water and electricity and everything to that site to warrant having heating and ventilation and water. It's, because I think there is water, well, I don't know, like, without seeing the tenders. But, yeah. Go ahead, Shauna.
So, I do believe the original design was to have water, because it was supposed to have flushing toilets, right, so it would have had water.
Okay, if it had flushing toilets, it would have to have water.
Yes.
I guess I'm not aware of the design at all. Okay. Go ahead, Kathy.
The way that I had thought about it was that we know that hopefully in the not too distant future, there is gonna be a campground down there. So my thought was that if we build this washroom now, we won't have to build a second one later. So we can save the money there. Also, those walking trails down there, they get a lot of year-round usage. So I would like to see something down there that is useful year-round, just for the comfort and security of our citizens. If somebody's down there and gets really cold, they can hop in there and get warm. If they can go to the washroom and it's January, they can go to the washroom.
The trails do get used year-round.
Yes, they do.
So, you know what, that doesn't, I don't know if it's $100,000 worth, but it is definitely something that needs to be looked at, and will be hopefully presumably in early 2022.
Well, the motion would be to award the project and start.
Oh, I thought she said motion one.
No,
option
she said
one.
motion two.
Two.
Okay, my
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah.
The motion on the floor is the $175,000.
Yeah, the
G-
lowest
plus
tender,
G, yeah.
Go ahead, Larry.
I think it's quite high, and because we've never had a year-round washroom down there before, I think if we're gonna spend this money, we should maybe, we could likely wait and see if what the prices are gonna be if this COVID ever gets fixed up. I think prices are really exorbitantly high right now.
Kathy?
I don't foresee prices going down anytime in the near future. Just from what I've been seeing in my own industry with the prices of building, I would just, this has been a project that's been on the radar now for, I don't know how many years. It's gonna come down to either we do it, or it never gets done. Because the longer we wait, the more it's gonna cost.
Shauna?
Well, I understand your philosophy there, Kathy, but do we have another option that we're not looking at? The recommendation is that they go back, the staff goes back and looks at it, and maybe part of it is that we don't do a all-season washroom, I don't know. Will we have camping down there during the winter? Well, I kinda doubt that. Would people use it? Again, probably. But, I don't know, it's got a big price tag.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotta weigh those options.
Kathy?
Because they, according to what we were given, they did look at a prefab. And the prefab is not that much cheaper, while a stick-built would stand up much better than a prefab. The life expectancy of prefab is half of what a stick-built is.
Okay, anybody else have any comments? None? So I'll call the question. All in favor of the motion? Opposed? It is defeated. Does anybody else wish to make, Eric?
I'll make motion for option one. Would administration to defer the River Valley project to 2022 budget discussions to allow staff to refer alternative project delivery methods and potentially reduce costs.
Ah, so number 1 as amended. Okay, any discussion on that? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Jim, go ahead. Get faster.
Do we have any direction for administration, other than just that you should try and find cost-saving measures?
As discussed, I would prefer a 3-season with running water and have the ability to shut off for the 4th season.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, that's exactly what, yeah, that's where I was thinking too.
Does administration need any clarification? Okay.
Well, and if they're looking for alternate projects to bring back to November's budget or October's capital budget, I mean, that gives them some time. I don't know what they can come up with between now and then. There are options. I mean, there still are campgrounds around that use old-fashioned tanks that
Yep.
even the Department of Highways, they heat their building, but it's still just a drop in the tank. It's not, there's no running water in those things, right? Not saying those are beautiful places to stop at.
But they're
out there.
if needed,
Yeah.
yes.
Anyway, any other comments? All in favor of option 1? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, correspondence. We have correspondence from the Town of Crossfield for RCMP Retroactive Pay Raise. Shauna,
For information.
any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor of receiving for information? Opposed? That is carried. And then correspondence from the Town of Crossfield regarding Bill C-21, changes to the Criminal Code and Firearms Act for information.
That for information.
Jim? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And correspondence from the Town of Sundre regarding RCMP retroactive pay raise. Shauna?
For information.
Questions or concerns? All in favor?
C and D the same.
Opposed? Is carried. And then correspondence from the Town of Sundre regarding code of conduct for information. Jim? Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. All right, moving on to other, we have council remuneration for information.
Receive
Kathy?
information.
Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then budget report to August 31st, 2021. Larry?
For information.
Any questions or concerns? Shauna?
So, someone was supposed to get back to us in regards to the Meals on Wheels.
Shannon, you have that answer.
Yes, after reviewing it, yes, we will be over. There's an increased usage of Meals on Wheels this year, as well as there needs to be some additional accuracy in the budgeting of those numbers.
Okay.
So will the overage be 100% us or 80% FCSS and 20% us?
Because for Meals on Wheels, we cannot use FCSS funding money for the food services.
Okay.
And so back in 2019, I think it was, Darren had brought it forward about that we would be subsidizing so much of those Meals on Wheels. So the
Okay.
client right now, I think, pays $7 or $7.50, and the town contributes about $3.50, or subsidizes at $3.50.
Okay. So we're paying a third. Okay. Okay. Shauna?
So, there was another one that I noticed, which was quite a bit over budget, and it was Public Services General, and it was for salaries, wages, and benefits. I do believe it was page 6 of 22.
Public services?
Yeah,
Okay.
31-02, public services general.
Yeah, I'm sitting there looking at
Yeah,
it. Okay.
It's close to, like, it's at,
It's close to budget, yes.
yeah. So will that one also go over budget?
We have done some, not reallocations, yes, some reallocations in some of the, who's being charged where.
Okay.
To try and clean it up and have a better understanding of what gets charged to landfill, what gets charged to administration. So a mechanic's wages could simply be going here instead of to transportation. So we will definitely have a look at that when we provide end of September stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, Larry moved it for information, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the recycling facility project update for information. Shauna?
And I have a question also.
Okay.
So in here, it does say that the landscaping will be done spring of 2022. Do we have an estimate on when we'll be actually recycling? And when the bins will be on the ground?
Christine, that?
So we don't have that estimate right now. We're still working with the apparent low bidder to try and sort out an on-budget scope of work that we would augment with town services. And once we have that scope sorted out, then we'll be able to provide an update on the schedule.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Seeing none, receive for information, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then the third lift station project update for information. Shauna?
I also have a question.
Okay.
Is it anticipated that this, I guess a better term of word, well, when it is covered back in, that will solve this? I know you giggle, but.
That is our current prediction, and our primary plan is to keep the water in the ground, in the existing underground stream. And so by removing the existing standpipe that was used for dewatering and left in the ground, capping that off with bentonite, we believe, and so do our consultants, geotechnical consultants, that will eliminate that seepage out of the ground.
Or we may have an artesian well that just keeps going.
Well, the good news is we have that already, so. Larry?
Is there any chance that this water underneath our holding tank is going to lift the tank?
No, the tank design has, is rated for a completely empty tank in groundwater that's at
So
the surface.
because there's so much fill on top of it, it's not gonna come up?
The design was with a very large concrete gravity base to it that provides most of the counter effect to any buoyancy that the tank produces.
Are you referring to the water in the tank?
No, no.
Water under the tank?
If the tank is empty now.
Chris?
If the real tank is empty, it would have a tendency to float up.
That's, yeah.
And so if it's completely around saturated with water, it's gonna be trying to push it up.
Oh, I understood, I just wasn't sure if the question was understood.
But they're saying we're not gonna see it on top of the ground anytime soon.
He's saying it was designed to impede the buoyancy.
It's heavy enough and there's enough dirt on top that it's not supposed to.
Right,
That's what they're telling me.
yeah. Good enough?
Kathy?
I'm at the point where this particular project, how much over budget are we on this sucker?
We're not. Chris tells me we still have money to do this
Oh,
work.
I hope so. This project has been a little bit of a,
White whale?
I was thinking white elephant.
No.
It ended up being more than a simple hole in the ground with a concrete tank.
Yeah.
No, that's all it is.
With an artesian well.
Yep, that was free.
Still think we should have. it would have
Put
been-
that amongst our assets.
We should have run a line to the water treatment plant.
Nanton bottles their water, why can't Red Cliff? Okay, any other questions, concerns? You guys are just trying to drag this out. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And then council important meetings and events for information. You can't make any motions. Jim?
I have a question.
Okay.
So, election's on Monday, but we won't get the results till Friday? Why all week to get the results?
Where are you getting that?
Because folks, I believe, are allowed to withdraw.
No,
Official results have, there's a legislative deadline to post the official results, so that's what that is.
Oh, that's just,
That's the official.
that's the
Yeah.
official, oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get scrutineers and stuff involved, it does take longer.
You have to wait for the mail-in ballots.
Larry?
Are we using Dominion?
okay. Any other comments about important dates? Yes?
Sir, I have a few. We were notified today there's a virtual town hall with Premier tomorrow night through the Chamber of Commerce, which I'll be attending. The Lions Club has asked for staff to attend their meeting on the 13th to talk about some projects they would like, and so I'll be attending that. Advanced polls for municipal elections, October 13th and 16th. October 13th, 12:30 to 7:30, October 16th, 10:30 to 5:30, and that's at the Red Cliff Public Library. We will be posting the council candidate question responses on October 1st. There is a deadline for September 30th. We will only redact vulgar language from those. Typos and grammars will be put in the way you type them. And I was also advised this afternoon that both Councillor Stanky and Mayor Kilpatrick will be presented with their Distinguished Service Awards from AUMA at the November convention.
If there is one.
If there is one. If not, they'll do it via Zoom.
Yep.
Those are all my ads from today, sir.
Okay. So, in the mail out with the utility bills, the advanced polling wasn't listed?
Yes.
Yes,
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The library. I wasn't reading it yet. Okay, anything else for important dates? Seeing nothing. Jim moved information. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And I don't think we need a recess, so could somebody move us into closed? Eric? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried.